What is going on, guys? My name is TDefton, and today we have another video, a discussion video talking about the Division 2 and the one thing that is actually going to kill this game before anything else. Let's get into it. I'm gonna need you guys to get your fingers ready, because I'm gonna need you to leave some heat in the comments letting me know what you think about this, because honestly this is crazy. If you guys are new here, I would really appreciate a sub down below. We'd like to post a bunch of different stuff here, a bunch of discussion videos around Division 2, Warframe, just regular gaming news that's going on around the world. You know, just a bunch of stuff like that. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter to make sure you know whenever I post a video or go live on Twitch. Would really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, also leave a like. Alright, so it's actually really simple. If you have played the Division 2 throughout this past, I'd say about year, you can probably guess what I'm going to say. If not, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You try it, champ. You tried. Maybe you'll get it next time. But, I mean, for real, honestly, if this problem were fixed, the rest of the game would be perfectly fine. And it makes total sense why. The thing that is going to kill this game is not necessarily the devs. It's a part of the devs. It's one section of the dev team. In this particular case, this section is the programmers. And I don't know if it's because of the Snowdrop engine. Maybe it's really difficult to, you know, map things out and to program with, or maybe it's because the Snowdrop engine is just bad, like just badly made, because it is an internal engine, so like not many other games are made with it except for Ubisoft games, right? So maybe it's something wrong with the Snowdrop engine that makes it difficult for programmers to get used to and use properly. But fam, every single problem with this game is a programming issue. It has nothing to do with design. It has nothing to do with character art. It has nothing to do with modeling. It has nothing to do with anything else except programming. And every single problem that pops up has to do with logic, or has to do with something that has to be processed in the background, and that is all on the programmers. For example, I'm going to list out a couple of bugs here. Not a couple, it's a lot. Just a few bugs that we've seen in the past few weeks. Some of them have been fixed, some of them not so much. Now, I'm not here to bash on the devs. I'm not here to be a negative Nancy. I'm not like that, but I'm just here to let you know that this is what's going on in the Division 2. If you don't play it, this is what's happening here. So, some of the bugs that we have. Cutscenes are happening on TP inside of the same zone. So, if you're in, for example, Kenley College, right? If you teleport to another place in Kenley College, sometimes you'll see the cutscene that, you know, you coming in on the helicopter. Why are you seeing that? You're teleporting in the same zone. You have that dropped ammo icon not changing to a full ammo icon when you have full ammo for some reason, not really sure why. Map icons just disappearing for no reason. For example, I was in Kenley College yesterday, and one of the nodes just completely disappeared, like just out of the blue. It happened because I think somebody left, and for some reason when the game reloaded, it just didn't reload the icon. I don't know why. So there was that. Key NPCs couldn't be talked to continue progression. That was in the first day of the Title Update 8 patch. So if you guys don't play the Division 2, basically what happened was you were supposed to get to a certain point where you had to talk to these leaders of these safe houses, and for some reason whenever you would press F on them, or whatever your interact key is, it just wouldn't work. Like flat out, it wouldn't work. You'd have to keep on relogging and trying to talk to them, and it just wouldn't. Like, you'd probably get it like 5% of the time, and that's not an exaggeration. Not an exaggeration. So you'd have to keep on reloading, keep on trying to get them to be able to interact with you. It was weird. So there's that. You have gear sets. Gear sets have been broken since Title Update 8. I don't know why, but like, they just have. To this day, I don't even think Striker has been fixed. So there's that. Gear sets in the game are basically just gear that you can get that give you like different abilities, different perks and stuff like that for using that gear sets. For example, there's one called Hardpoint. or I'm sorry, hardwired, which basically allows when you have one skill active, the other skill gets off of cooldown. Or when you activate one skill, the other skill gets off of cooldown. That is a pretty cool thing for skills. That one just so happens to work, but there are certain ones that do not, as I said, like Striker. Another thing is there are certain talents that just flat out don't work. For example, Clutch, half of it works. I'm not really sure why, but that's just the case. There's an XP bug with the shooting range. If you guys were there during that case, I'm not sure if it's still there anymore. I think they just reduced the amount of XP that you get from the shooting range. And if you don't know, the shooting range activity was just a really easy thing that you would just go up to and you just shoot some targets, and then it'd give you XP and stuff afterwards. It's an extremely easy activity to do. And people were able to get an insane amount of XP by just keep on continuously doing that activity. And that was a bug that they fixed. Damage glitch. I mean, we talked about that yesterday on my video yesterday. I mean, that has been an insane bug that has caused people to get banned at this point. But, I mean, it was a programming bug. I mean, they just, for some reason, messed up on what happens when you bring up your shield and you interact with the turret. I mean, I don't really know how that happens. That's how programming is. Sometimes some things just pop up out of nowhere, and honestly, I don't blame them for that glitch, as I said in my video yesterday. But at the same time, it was a programming glitch. It has something to do with the programmers there. Another thing, strange negative stats on activity summary. If you've ever finished a mission and you see an activity summary, which basically just gives you information about how everybody did in the mission, there are sometimes just negative stats there. Like, you'd see negative damage, which obviously doesn't make any sense. Sometimes holding F on loot caches just like opens it and you see some sort of confirm dialogue. Sometimes it doesn't. Don't really know why. Contaminated items, this was fixed, but this happened, I think this was in the game like literally last week. No, it was 2 weeks ago, I believe, where when you would get a cache, basically when you level up, you get a cache, and with the seasons, you've been getting season caches, so we've been getting season caches. Now, what was happening is when you go into the dark zone and you get a season cache, it goes into your inventory as contaminated loot. So you won't be able, like, if you die in the dark zone with that contaminated loot, you would lose it. So you'd lose your cache. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. And it's good that they fixed it, but that is definitely something that could have been seen beforehand with QA. For some reason, QA didn't see it. And for some reason, the programmers didn't think of that. I don't really know how. Another thing, enemies stuck inside of walls, doors, rooms, whatever. Like, that has been a bug that's plagued the Division 2 since, like, the first week. Like, and it happened again. I believe they fixed it again, but it happened again after Title Update 8. Fire and foam, forget about it. If you're hiding behind cover, you're gonna get hit regardless. Just try and avoid it, but chances are you're gonna get hit. It's overpowered as hell. I don't know if they meant to do it that way or not, but that is just ridiculously overpowered. You will always get hit, even if you're behind cover. Another thing is reviving teammates sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It's like half and half. Lately, I believe they did fix it. They fixed the revive hive issue and the regular revive issue, but literally a week ago, we had this issue, like, where you would go and revive somebody and it just would be like, oh, nope, it just won't work. And that still happens now. It still happens now. Okay, so what am I trying to say with all of this? If you guys play the Division 2, you understand the frustration whenever you come across bugs. But these bugs, as I said, are all programming issues. So either one of two things. Well, actually one of three things, I should say. One, the Snowdrop engine is just trash, and it's just very bad when it comes to, like, laying things out and doing programming or trying to program the game itself inside of the Snowdrop engine. It must be extremely difficult. That's option one. Option two, their programmers just suck. They have like really bad programmers for some reason. They don't double check their work. They don't map things out properly. They don't whatever it is, there's something wrong there. Or three, their QA testers are just garbage. Like, they don't do their job at all. Honestly, I believe that most of these issues can be fixed if they get good QA testers, because good QA testers, what they will do is they'll go through everything that they can think of, and they will try to make sure that they can, you know, get this thing going and make sure that they test everything the right way so that they can relay it back to the programmers and whatever, to let them know, hey, this is wrong, this is what's going on, this is a bug that I faced or whatever. But I'm not going to put the blame on the QA testers right now. All I'm going to say is, obviously there's something wrong with the programmers. Like, there's something wrong there where they're obviously not thinking ahead in terms of what things can affect other things. Now, I know programming is very difficult. I'm a programmer myself. I'm a computer scientist. I specialize in web dev, but you know, I can do game development. I've made games before. I know it gets complicated. I know there's a lot of systems that could potentially affect others, but there's ways to get around that. There's ways to separate things so that they're very compartmentalized. So if one thing breaks, another thing doesn't. And I don't think that they're doing that properly. Like, to be honest, something's missing. I don't know what it is, but that's what's going on here. For those of you who don't play The Division 2, what do you guys think of this? Like, if your game had as many bugs as I just listed, what would you do? Like, how would you respond? Now, if you look at the Division 2 community, a lot of people are just complaining. And there are a lot of complainers. I'm not even going to lie. There's a lot of people who are just negative. They are very, very critical of this game. And I understand it. At the same time, I think they need to chill, especially some YouTubers. But I think that I understand where they're coming from. I understand the frustration. And I think that the people who are the most critical and still play the game are obviously the people that care about it. And they want it to do well. They want it to be something great, regardless of whether they say this game is trash or this game is, you know, whatever, this, that, and the other. As much as they bash the game, at the end of the day, they just want it to be a good game because they love it. They want to see it be good. So they're very critical. They're very harsh. They're very, you know, they want to make sure that everything is perfect for them. And whether it's, if you think it's selfish or not, I mean, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, they just want a good game, right? So I understand where they're coming from. At the same time, I think they need to chill. It is what it is. So beyond that, guys, I think that's going to wrap up the video for today. There's not really too much else I can say on the subject. As of right now, programmers kind of suck. They're not doing their job properly. So, I mean, I don't know. Massive is going to have to scrap their whole programming team or something, or do some sort of wild revision on how they go about QA testing. I don't know what's going to have to happen, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If you guys enjoyed the video, as I said before, please go ahead and leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this subject. Do you think that these devs are actually garbage? Do you think that the programming team needs to be changed? Let me know what you think down below. I would really appreciate it. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so that you get notified whenever I post a video. And that will be it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.